Afternoon, boys and girls. Welcome back to the greenhouse. Today, I don't know why, but I really feel like making some beads. I made some yesterday, and I just feel I need to make some more. Beads are fun. They're fairly simple. And, you know, people like them quite a bit. So, here's what we've got, right? We've got these little guys. They're called mandrels. This is what a few steps later, or in the future at any rate, we will create the bead on this mandrel. This mandrel is a piece of stainless steel wire, basically. The companies you buy your glass supplies from probably want somewhere in the ballpark of $1 each for these things. Kind of crazy. Save yourself a bunch of money. Go to the welding shop and ask them for some stainless steel TIG welding wire. You get 6 or 8 of these things for $1 if you get 3-foot sections of TIG welding wire and just cut them off yourself. So we have to take these and coat them in something called bead release. That's what this is. I get mine from Vardy. That's my personal favorite one at any rate. So we're going to take the mandrels, we're going to dip them in here. Start by shaking the bejesus out of it. You want it to be as smooth as possible. And then we're just going to take it. As you can see, I've got quite a few that I've done already, but I'm adding this to the demonstration because it's good to know. So we take the mandrel, we dip it a few inches in the bead release, and then we put it somewhere where it can dry standing up. This is just a piece of wood I had laying around my yard that I drilled a whole bunch of little holes into. Works really well to keep my bead mandrels separated. And really, you only need to do, you know, a few inches. If even that much, really. Dip them in. Let them stand up to dry. They'll take a while to really dry. You want them like dry. Okay, these mandrels aren't ready yet. You'll notice that it's mostly stainless steel. There's just a little bit of darkening here. Well, we want to heat up the stainless steel first before we ever use it, or before we ever dip it in the bead release, because there's a coating on it. You want to go ahead and cook it off. Just because the bead release doesn't necessarily stick well to the coating. Just get it nice and red hot on the last couple inches. That will cook off any of this coating that's on this stainless steel. It's funny, they put a coating on stainless steel. So there, nice and glowing red hot. And we're just going to leave that there. So there, we can't use these until they cool off because you don't want to dip them in the bead release while they're still sizzling like that. Luckily, I have some that I did yesterday that are nice and dry. Now, the Vardy bead release changes color as it dries. Like you'll notice we've got kind of this tan color to the wet bead release. But the truly dry bead release is like a white ash kind of a color. So we're going to set these aside. We're just going to use ones that I've already set up. I've already dried and they're already ready to go. Oh, which reminds me, put the cover back on this. This stuff dries out pretty quick. I'm going to cut this part out here in a second because I just want to fast forward, as it were. Let me run my other camera. Because I'm trying out this whole 2 camera views thing. Personally, I want to see if I can't get like a fiber optic camera I can attach to my goggles, but I think that's not going to be worth my effort until I have a damn sight more than the like 7 subscribers I have right now, if it's even that many. Shout out to all of my existing loyal subscribers, though. So, I'm going to make this simple little, I don't quite want to call it a dot stack, but I guess that's kind of the idea of what it is. Bead. So, we're going to get a little heat going, and we're going to get my current favorite white. This magic white. It's actually a Chinese white. Well, I'm normally not that big on Chinese glass. This stuff's pretty solid. ABR exclusive if you want to get some. It's like 20 bucks a pound. You do well to at least play with it. So we want to heat up the mandrel. The bead release part of the mandrel. Don't heat the rest of it because, well, it's hard to hold on to when it's hot. Once you have heated up the mandrel and you get kind of this glowing effect to it, do not let it cool. Because if you let it cool, all the bead release comes off. And that's not helpful for anyone. So we're just going to pile on some white. We're going to create a ring of this white. It's going to be the start of our bead. Fairly simple, right? Right. And once we've laid on that initial color, we're not really going to need the big fire for much of anything after that. So we're going to melt that down until it just becomes a nice uniform lump all the way around. The gravity is very much both your friend and your enemy over the course of this. So learn how to use it to your advantage and don't let it take advantage of you. And sometimes, you know, a little bit of help doesn't hurt. So now we've got a relatively uniform little white bead on here. So now we're going to add some color to that because just basic white is boring. So in this case, I'm thinking I'm going to take a little bit of this irid. And I'm going to make some dots around this bead. In this case, I'm going to make 4, I think. So now we've got 4 little color stacks, color dots. We're going to melt those in. Take this fire up a little bit. I'm not actually melting them in all the way so that I can get a particular effect here in a minute. So it's a little uneven, not gonna lie, but still works. So then we are going to stack just a little bit of Mega Mai Tai on there. Mega Mai Tai is a nice striker. And one of the amber purples. So we're going to add just a little bit to the top of each one of these dots. So there, every blue dot has a little dot of Mega Mai Tai on it. And we're going to melt that in. Look there. But anyway, now I'm going to add a little clear dot on top of the Mega Mai Tai to kind of give it this carved out look. melt that in. And since that's the last color we're stacking on here, we're going to go ahead and melt the whole thing in even. At this point the color is melted in, but now we need to make the whole thing round again. Again, doesn't hurt to give it a little help. And it may take a while to get it actually rounded off again, but that's fine. Patience is a virtue, right? So now, we end up with a round glass bead. Now, we need to strike the Mai Tai. Mai Tai likes to flame strike. The way we do that is we heat it up until it's red. Red and orange specifically. We're trying to keep it at that red point. That red point realigns the molecules in the glass and causes it to change colors. Google can answer all of your questions about that. Right now I'm not sure I'm capable. While I do know why, I don't know that I can necessarily form the thoughts at the moment to explain it to you. That's fine, it's been a long day. So as it cools off, the Mai Tai changes colors. At this point, we're going to toss it in the kiln. You want to anneal these as usual. Now I leave them with the handles hanging out until I'm ready to run my annealing cycle. Once I'm ready to actually anneal the thing, I push the handles much further in there so the handles don't cool them off too much. I'll take a little bit of this. And then we're going to make another one. funsies, right? So we take our mandrel once again. Really interesting. This is the first striking white I've ever used. I didn't even know that was a thing. Apparently the Chinese figured it out though. And again, we melt it down until it's even and smooth. Now we've got pretty much even and smooth. So I'm going to use one of these lovely Momka multicolor rods. I love these things. And we're just going to add some dots to this guy. Seven. Seven's a good number. And these guys we can pretty much just melt on. Sure we even things up because it does tend to shift a little. Now the fun part with some of these simple beads is that I don't even have to actually go any further than this, because we've got all these nifty little swirls, these cool little bumps. You get a three-dimensional effect. Some people like that, as long as all of our nubbins are melted in. That looks pretty cool. See how simple beads are, and they get infinitely more complicated than this. These are just the most basic of beads. These are like the second grade version. And we're gonna make something with a little more depth this time, I think. And when I say depth, I mean it in this case. So we are going to take you know what? I think I'm going to use some more of that Mega Mai Tai. I like Mega Mai Tai. So we're going to actually make the bead out of Mega Mai Tai. Same way we wrap the white around the previous two, we're going to wrap Mega Mai Tai around this one. And we're going to get that same effect with the bead release. We're going to edit that out. I wonder if I can make a smooth edit so nobody will notice that I did that. But, right back where we were, wrap Mega Mai Tai around it, just like we did the previous one in white. And once we strike it, this Mega Mai Tai wrapped the way it is actually makes a pretty cool bead unto itself. But that's too simple. I'm not a fan of simple. So, we are going to add some clear on top of that to create little windows in the marble, or in the bead. Kind of like we did just now. Or just a couple minutes ago. together. Wasn't trying to do an actual like pattern there. Maybe a bit of a stagger back and forth. But not so much a real pattern. So we're gonna melt that in. So there. Doesn't look very impressive. But wait until it strikes. And let it cool off just so we can assess what colors we're working with here. Apparently the answer to that question is a lot. I mean, already the bead's pretty cool in its own right. But we can add a couple layers of color, or a couple of additional strikes. Try to aim for that coveted purpley blue. We don't want to get it much past the bright orange, because that might reset the stripe. Typically getting it hot enough to really flow will strike it back to its original color, which just isn't going to be any fun for anybody. But we're getting closer to what I'm looking for. We'll give it a little more. So you'll notice, assuming you can actually see this correctly, no, that camera looks like shit. Of course, the camera that I've been showing all of my stuff to isn't doing a very good job. So hopefully we can zoom into that guy. Getting some interesting rusts and pinks, and this might actually be Loki's lipstick, not like a Mai Tai. But oh well. They do roughly the same thing. Loki's lipstick is a little more burgundy. So these are just very simple beads. People love them. My girlfriend loves adding them to her jewelry designs. And there's so much you can do with it, you've no idea. Like I've seen people on Instagram that make like entire little animals as beads. I've seen like pigs and dogs and all kinds of stuff. So there's no real limit to what you can do with it. Again, just like everything else, take it, make it yours. Maybe somewhere down the line I'll make a video of making some more complex and interesting beads. This is just kind of a a primer, your study to get started. That was a horrible sentence. I don't even know what I was trying to do there. But anyway, enjoy. See y'all later. Welcome back, everybody. So this is the next day, and I figured I wanted to show you the ending here, how things played out. So all these pieces, all these beads got put in the kiln, and they were left to anneal last night. This isn't actually the same batch that I worked on in the video. That is the batch that I worked on in the video. Those have had time to sit around. So I took them and I put them in water. Once they're out of the kiln and they're annealed and you look at them and you don't see any particular cracks or anything like that, looks great. So let's go ahead and toss them in this water here. We want to let them soak for at least a half an hour, give or take, to break up the bead release. And then these ones actually have been soaking overnight because I forgot about them and didn't make the next video. So once that's done, all the bead release will come off. And we get ourselves a pair of pliers to hold on to the mandrel so that we can work these things off. We're going to have to kind of work the beads off a little bit. You know, just a basic back and forth wiggle gets the beads off the mandrel. And we have our nice little beads. You can take the mandrel, what I do anyway, and I push it back through there a couple more times to make sure that we clean all the miscellaneous crap out. By crap I mean bead release. And these guys will end up, I'll end up taking a brush to the hole in the middle to clean it all out all the way. It's really that simple that we just take them, like I said, with a pair of pliers, grab the mandrel because otherwise they're really hard to hold on to, twist them around, and there you go. Get a little bit of a close up here. We've got a nice little bead. Don't mind the little rust marks there. Or my dirty hands. The rust actually comes off. That's from a little bit of rust off the mandrel because these soaked overnight to give us these nifty little beads. So anyway, after all of that, everything you saw, we end up, wait, this guy was from the video too. Wait, no, sorry. There we go. So this guy was from the video as well. Oh wait, actually that guy just came out of the kiln. I guess I made that video last night. I thought I made it the night before. But yeah, once they've had time to soak, the bead just comes right off. I guess we don't really want to soak them anymore, but that's all there is to it. Now you know how they work. Some are easier to get off than others, in which case you want to let those soak for a while. Where did that one go? Ooh, that looks cool. This is the one that we made with, it was based on the, what ended up being Loki's lipstick. Don't mind the fact that I haven't finished cleaning it yet. And hopefully we get a nice view here. Of course, like I said, it needs more cleaning, but it's a pretty cool looking little bead. So thank you for joining us again in another greenhouse glass session, and now you know how to make glass beads. Now that's the thing you know.